Hi everyone, welcome to Vlogmas episode 3, which I'm filming on Friday evening, although you'll see this on Saturday 6th. But I'm filming early because I am going down to the Southern Sewcial tomorrow. So if you think I look a bit hot and bothered, it's because I've been busy getting everything ready for tomorrow. Because I have to leave quite early to get down there. So I have been cutting something out. So I'll just show you quickly. I'm going to sew excuse the rustling, the LB pullover by Paper Theory. So I'll pop a pic in of what it looks like when it's actually all sewn up. And I'm going to do it in this pumpkin cable-like fabric. So Alison, if you're watching, one of my lovely viewers put a comment on saying she loved last night's cable sweater, and that was the Waves and Wild hot coffee pattern. So I've got a whole load of these fabrics in different colours. This one's been in my stash for ages, and I think I got it in a sale, but I can't remember where from. Might have been Semi Sunshine, but I thought it was time to get it sewn up. So I cut that out this evening. These bits are just waiting to have the notches cut into them. So that brings me to today's hack. I have had my overlocker out to check it since it came back from servicing, and it's all threaded up and ready. So that brings me to today's hack, which is really quick. And I thought that while I had my overlocker out to check it, I would just film something quickly to show you what I do if I don't have an overlocker thread available for either one of my loopers or one of my needles. I've tended to use it if I want a specific colour in one of the needles. So over to Laura of about 15 minutes ago, and then I'll come back and we'll do my Advent gift from Tina. Okay, so here I am sitting at the overlocker, and I've kind of got you wedged. I'm holding you on a selfie stick on my knee, so apologies if this gets a bit shaky. So you can hopefully see that my overlocker is threaded, and I've got 2 rainbow spools in and a kind of deepish reddish orange, and I am, as hopefully I will have told you by now, I'm going to sew tomorrow at the Southern Sewcial an LB pullover in this kind of pumpkin colour fabric. So what I've done, I've set my overlocker to sewing for a stretch knit, although there's actually very little stretch in this. And because I've literally only just got it back from being serviced, I hadn't set it up yet. I want to test it to make sure it is cutting properly, because it wasn't before I took it away, and also to make sure that my stitch setup is okay for this fabric, so I don't waste time tomorrow. So I have got some overlocker thread for my left hand needle, which is not a bad match really, that'll be fine. But what if the only thread I had was on a normal cotton reel? And what if I was sewing on my main machine with that thread in my needle and my bobbin, and I needed occasionally to transfer backwards and forwards to the overlocker? Do I have to keep unthreading the needle every time? Well, the answer is no, you don't. You can use your bobbin, and it is so much easier, certainly on my machine, to take out my bobbin than it is to take out the thread from my needle and rethread it. So what I've done already is I have threaded my left hand needle with a bobbin of thread, and I've deliberately picked something that should hopefully stand out quite well against my fabric. Now obviously if you leave it there, it's going to fall off, and it's actually the easiest way to keep this free flowing, believe it or not, is to stick it in a cup or a glass. So I've got one here that came from Usk Show, where I used to steward. It says the big red bus bar on it, and there you go, there's a big red bus. And it's a plastic beaker, so it doesn't matter if it falls on the floor, as it sometimes does. So I am going to just wind this up a little bit and then drop it in the bobbin. And you could do this for all of them. I wouldn't recommend putting them in the same beaker. And you do just have to be a bit careful, because obviously as your fabric comes through, you might knock it. But this is a tip that I got from my book on sergers. So what I'm Okay, so I've tried to film this about 3 times. Hopefully this will work. I can tell you, and you can see that it is actually working, but just to show you, fingers crossed, I'm going to try and sew 5/8 of an inch, and then I will pan over to the bobbin and you can see how that's behaving. So there you go, it is cutting fine. And if I keep sewing, you can see the bobbin is just floating about quite happily in there and unspooling the thread. So there's no risk of it getting stuck or anything. Yeah, there is, I think, quite a handy little time saver if you just need some thread quickly for your overlocker. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. As I say, it's a really quick hack, but it can be quite useful if you're kind of caught out without a thread. To be honest, I think there's going to be a lot going on tomorrow. I'll try and take some footage while I'm there. I've packed my selfie stick. I'll try and take some footage, but because it's the run up to Christmas, we're doing Evil Secret Santa, and there's going to be food, and I think there's going to be a quiz. So it may well be that the LB pullover will be all I get done. And I'm only taking my overlocker because I kind of thought I want things to do that are fairly easy and I'm not going to get distracted. We do Advent. So do, if you've not seen it, pop on and look at my Vlogmas episode 2, because Tina bought me the most amazing gift. So if you haven't seen it, do pop on and have a look. And I'm now about to open number 3. So I've been into the box and located it and put it on the top. This is super heavy, and she's put worth their weight ? On the label. So I am very curious. Tina and I, incidentally, have worked out that we are really alike. It's really quite funny. Do have a look. Go over to Tina's channel and watch her Vlogmas as well, please. And check out my comments to her and hers to me, because it's really funny. We just seem to think alike, which is lovely. Sorry, I am rustling. Oh, wow. Beautiful, fancy bag these are in. So, what have we got? Very well wrapped. Ooh. Oh, that's so lovely. Look. I think these are they're going to spell sewing, aren't they? Yeah, look, they're little pattern weights, but they spell, I'm sure they spell sewing. I'm sure they spell sewing. Am I right? Maybe not. Maybe they don't. I've got I Heart Sewing. I'm going to take a photo of these and pop them in. So yeah, I Heart Sewing, it says. So they're little tiny pattern weights. So I will take a photo of them. I love the heart. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? They're so lovely. Thank you so much, Tina. That is so original. That is just fantastic. But I will take a photo of these and put it up so you can see what it looks like in full. So I will leave you there for today, and hopefully on Monday when I come to you again, you will see my footage of tomorrow's Southern Sewcial. Hopefully I'll remember and I won't just have such a good time that I forget to film anything, which is always possible. So until then, I will wish you a happy weekend and hope you get some sewing done, or certainly some relaxation time. And I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.